Someone once said you only live your life once, but if you do it right, just once is enough. Well, I think the same applies to lockdown shopping as well. You hardly get a chance to go outside these days, but even if you can go out once and you do it right, just once is more than enough. Hey everyone, I am Malini and this is my brand new channel, Chai and Chutney. Well, most working women, and especially those few homemakers who are obsessed with planning and organizing, we have this habit of procuring vegetables and stocking them up for 1 week tops. But let's face the facts. Most of these go-to vegetables are green and healthy, like okra or all varieties of beans or all varieties of gourds or all leafy vegetables. All of these things are healthy, tasty, but short-lived. They come with a very short shelf life. And we have always had only an experience to store them for 1 week? Unfortunately, we are right now in a situation which we've never ever encountered before. To be in a position to stock ourselves up for 21 days in a row. I understand, we don't have to stock all of those vegetables for 21 days in a row. We can get out once in a while and shop as and when required. I agree there's a point in that. But what if I offered you 6 secret super ingredients that if you procure and stock it only to the required quantity, that can outlast the lockdown? Well, before I go any further with that, I have a disclaimer to make. Stocking up is not the same as hoarding. So don't go panic shopping and go hoard all of those items in your pantry without leaving anything for people outside. The items that I'm about to tell you are those items which are available in pretty much every grocery store. Also, when I went shopping, most people just walked right past those counters. They did not even pick most of those items and it was available in plenty. So do not worry, these are very simple items which we use on a daily basis, except that this is not something that might strike most people's minds in the first instant. I would also like to tell you 3 main reasons why I chose these 6 superfoods. Reason number 1, obviously the shelf life. They have comparatively a longer shelf life and most of them outlast the lockdown. The second reason is you can prepare really yummy comfort food. I mean, on any other regular day it would be comfort food, but in a crisis like this, I think it is luxury food. But the third and the most important reason why I picked these 6 super ingredients is you can make recipes out of it, just involving this one core ingredient by itself. All you have to do is take this core ingredient, add a little bit of seasoning or tempering or both, but nothing more than just this core ingredient. So what I'm about to share with you are not just those 6 ingredients, but also 1 recipe each that you can make at home. Not just simple recipes, but really quick and really effective when it comes to utilizing all of these resources. So without any further ado, I'll share with you those 6 ingredients that I happen to stock up in my refrigerator and in my shelf. So my ingredient number 1, soya chunks. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when someone says protein? I don't know what strikes your mind, but soya chunks are the first thing that strikes my mind. It's not just healthy, but it's a no-brainer. It can outlast the curfew and the lockdown for months after that. So all you've got to do is grab a very small piece of really inexpensive soya chunk. And there are many recipes that you can do with soya chunks, but that one recipe, which involves only the soya chunk as the core ingredient, is a very yummy soya chunk kebab. For that recipe, I think we'll have to wait a little more because you and I have a lot of time at our disposal, so I'll hold that for another video. I'll move on to the second ingredient that I have stocked up. I consider it the king of nuts, and it's nothing but the coconut. Coconut, I don't have to tell you how great it is and how flavorful it makes every single dish it has been added to. But I want to really talk about its shelf life. Coconuts, when you just keep it outside, might not really stand a long time. But if you happen to break a coconut and with its shell just freeze it in the freezer, it can last for as long as 1 month. And here's the deal, it would be super fresh even after 1 month. All you have to do is take it half an hour before you want to cook your food and thaw it in a cup of water. So soak it inside water, or in the shell just pour some water. You'll realize that the coconut starts changing its color. It becomes whiter and just the way it was when you broke it for the first time. So when you use it, you will realize that this coconut is just going to taste as a coconut that's been freshly brought from the store and used. Now there are millions of recipes that you can do with coconuts, right from accompaniments for your breakfast, making a chutney, to adding it to your curries or topping your poriyal up with it. But this one recipe in which the coconut is the star that I will be sharing with you is a very simple yet extremely tasty tenga tuvel. It's a chutney of sorts made with coconut, which is my go-to comfort food. So all that I have is rice, rasam and some tenga tuvel, and I'm done for my meal. The third item I have for you is an earth vegetable. Now when I think of this vegetable, I got reminded of this one movie that I watched when I was a kid. It's called La Pianista. It was a war movie, and I remember this one scene in which this wife comes to the husband and says, potatoes, potatoes and potatoes. I'm tired of eating just potatoes. I never really understood the depth and the intensity with which those words were uttered in the movie then, but in a crisis-like situation like this, I understand why it was only potatoes all the time back then. It's not just easily available, it is also something that can be stocked for a longer period of time. I am sure that most of you would have stocked your pantries up with a lot of potatoes. If you have not done it, it's not too late. You can just go very peacefully to a nearby shop which is not crowded and get your next batch of potatoes. There are again lots of things that you can do with potatoes, but one very simple dish which is extremely tasty as well is a very simple potato fry or a roast, which just includes the potato with a little bit of tempering and seasoning. Now again, before we go to the recipe, there is a fourth magic ingredient that I want to share with you. This is also an earth vegetable, and it is tastier than the potato. Can you believe it? One of my favorites, it's arbi or colocasia or sepangarangu or chemadupulu as we call it. This is undoubtedly one of the tastiest vegetables ever. I agree, both potatoes and colocasia have their fine amount of starch or carbohydrates, but in a situation like this, I think we can pass, provided it gives a little bit of taste. Actually, no, it gives a lot of good taste. So, colocasia, it can stay on the shelf for easily 15 days. Now, if you can cook it and just add a little bit of tempering and seasoning, again, great chemadumpa veku or a colocasia roast is ready for you. Now, the next ingredient in the list is also an earth vegetable. But I decided not to include something so starchy and filled with carbohydrates like the other two, which is why I decided to add the healthy earth vegetable, which is loaded with estrogen for all you ladies out there, yam. It's not just tasty, but it is healthy as well, and most importantly, it can stay in its dry state for 15 days, and if you can cook it and keep it inside the fridge, easily for another 1 week. So it definitely outlasts this lockdown period. I remember as a kid when my mom used to send this yam fry, my friends used to ask me, hey, is this fish? I know many people consider yam fry to be like vegetarian fish. I'm a person who believes fish is fish, yam is yam, so let's not mix them together. I don't think it tastes like fish, but what I really think is it tastes yummy nevertheless. Now, the last item in my list that I have stocked up in my fridge is green of sorts, leafy of sorts, and can last for 15 days in your refrigerator. I'm talking about cabbage. A very simple cabbage poriyal will just do the deal. I know I said I'm going to use only one main ingredient with only tempering, so you can avoid the onions if you feel like you want to save them for the other curries. So just make sure your cabbage is cooked and add a little bit of tempering, your cabbage poriyal will be ready, and add a little bit of coconut from the other item that you should have stocked up in your fridge. With that, I think I've shared all of those 6 items that I happen to stock my pantry up with. And speaking of share, if you think someone really deserves to know about what's in this video and this would benefit them, feel free to share it with all of your friends. And I am planning on releasing the other recipes in other small videos in the coming days. Obviously, I can't do them all in one day and keep taking shots because crisis situation, I have to be considerate with the resources. So I will ensure that I do all of these recipes, and if you think I should do them, please mention it in the comments below. If you think I should not do them, also mention that in the comments below. If there's something else that I can help you with, do mention that as well. Oh, also don't forget to like and subscribe because every other person who has a YouTube channel kind of says that. So I don't really mind even if you don't. But here's what I really would like you all to do. Stay indoors, stay safe, stay stocked. Until next time, bye from Chai and Chutney.